Hello everybody, how are you doing? Now, I want to talk to the people who want to be the key people in their industry. Remember, every industry, every field has a key person. People who are always at the top, people you call anytime you mention an industry, anytime I mention athletics, someone comes to my mind. Anytime I mention politics, someone comes to my mind. Anytime I mention manufacturing, someone comes to your mind. So that is the person I want to talk to, because I know every entrepreneur and every business, especially for you that I'm talking to, you want to be a key person in your industry. And one thing that you need to do is to build your profile. Remember, everything comes back to a profile and a brand, because any key person wants to be known, they want to be liked, they want to be trusted in their industry. And that comes back to your profile. How is your profile? How have you built your profile? How have you gained trust within time? And that is what we want to talk about. Remember, the first thing that you need to do, especially when you're planning to build a profile, you have to become web famous. Your social media presence should be recognizable. Remember, in these times, you cannot be famous, you cannot be a key person if you're not present on social media. That is one thing that you need to do, and that is what we are going to discuss when we are talking about profile. Now, I will share some of the things that we need to see or to look at so that you can be able to become key people in our industries. But before that, let me mention this, that, as we said, you need to be googleable. You need to, when people Google you, they need to find you. Whether on Facebook, whether on Google, whether you're on YouTube, you have to be where people are. Now, over the past few years, people have said that you are who Google says you are. Now, that's for key people. I'm not talking about anyone else. I'm talking about key people. You are who Google says you are. Now, some recent years, when people are doing elections and they are, especially here in Kenya, and people are fighting and they were calling other people's names from this tribe and another tribe a few years ago, employers did this. Anytime they were doing interviews or they wanted to employ someone, they were looking for them on Facebook, because that's where people used to pour out their emotions. Now, when they go to Facebook and they see the kind of person you are, then they decide whether to give you a job or not. Now, that is what I mean when I say that you need to have a good presence online and that people will believe what Google says you are. If Google says you are a good person, you are trustworthy, then people will trust you. Remember, you do not have time to explain to everybody who you are, but Google has time to explain to everybody, and they will find you on Google. Remember, social media is designed in a way that when they are looking for a certain product, they will find you because you are a key person. It is designed in a way that if they are looking for a manufacturer person, Google will be able, or Facebook will be able to direct them to the most popular people in that industry. So it's easy for them to find you. So that's why you should have a good social media presence, and Google should say something good about you. Now, I want to share with us some objectives, or 6 objectives to building your profile. Things that you need to look at if you're planning to build your profile. Number 1, to generate leads and enquiries. Now, the reason why you want to build a name for yourself or for your company, it's because it's easy for you to get leads and enquiries. Now, if you think about any industry, if I think about athletics and I want to work with someone in the athletics industry, it's easy for me to get that person on Google than it is for them to market and get to me. You get what I'm saying? So it's possible, or it's easy for me to get that person than it is for them to get me. Now, that's what we mean by to generate leads and enquiries. Now, how do you do that? Number 1, you give free products. That's what we said. You give free products and they come back as leads. Now, if you're in business, not every business or not every product is manufactured or designed to make money. Some are designed for relationships, others are designed for education, and so on and so forth. So, owe unto you if you're in business and every product you have is for you to make money. If Google charged for every search, then they will be out of the market, or they will reduce their market share. But they know that if they give you that for free, then they will sell something to you. And that should be our perspective as business people. Provide something for free, and those people will love you and they will come back as leads. So that's number one. Number two, you need to convert those leads and inquiries into sales. Remember, the more time you spend with a potential client, the more they are likely to buy from you. And that's what we want at the end of the day. That's what we want to achieve. Spend more time with your client. Now, you might not be able to do that physically, but anytime they see you online, anytime you pop in online on their Facebook, anywhere, now they will be able to spend more time with you. You need to be more visible. And then number three is to increase the amount of time people spend. When people know more, they buy more. Now, there is a question someone asked, and they were saying that if you give people more, everything that you need, then you will not have enough to give them. Now, let me tell you this. There's a secret. One secret is, do not keep secrets in business. That's a secret that you should not keep secrets. Give your clients everything that you know. Pour out to them. And let me tell you, anytime you pour out to them, they will always come back for more. That's usually the perspective. And that's usually what happens. Unlike what we think happens, the more that we give is the more that we will not be able to give. That's not how it happens. Now, the more you give to your clients, the more they will buy to you. For example, if a chef gives his ingredients and how he mixes his ingredients every day, the more those people will come back to him. But he might think that if he shares the ingredients to the client, then the client will go and make the food and etc, and then they will lose the client. But that is not the case. The more you provide, the more people come back to you. Number four is to increase the frequency of purchasing. Remember that there's a famous quote or a famous proverb that out of sight, out of mind. So this is what we want to achieve as people who want to be key people in our industries. We want we want to always be in people's mind. Anytime someone thinks about my industry, I want me to be in their mind. So that is our other objective, that we need to increase the frequency of purchasing. So anytime we are in the minds of our clients, then they will come back to us. Anytime they think of buying a phone, then you will think of the person who is in your mind. So we need to keep ourselves in the minds of our clients so that we can increase our purchasing power. Number five is to find ways to reduce costs. Remember the old ways of marketing, which is you have to advertise on television, you also have to advertise on newspapers. That's expensive. But when you have a strong profile, then it reduces the cost, because building a profile is almost zero. Now, you don't buy Tesla because Elon Musk has advertised on TV or on the Gazette. You don't buy Ferrari because they have advertised on TV. It's because of the profile that they have built, that's to advantage, especially in this era, which is even cheaper than advertising on those platforms. So that's another objective that we want to achieve. And then to improve our overall brand. Remember, at the end of the day, the more you increase trust in people's minds, then the more your brand also increases. So at the end of the day, you want people to see you so that you can always be on their minds, and you can also increase or you can also improve your overall brand. Now, let me share with you some of the sites that we need to look at when you're talking about being visible on social media. Of course, Google has to be there. You have to be Googleable. That's what we said. Google has to be there. Anytime I type your name on Google, then I have to find your profile. That is something that you need to work on. Other sites that you need to check is YouTube, especially for videos. Post videos on YouTube. Post content on YouTube. What you think or what you believe in or what you know, just post on YouTube and people will be able to see. Remember now, right now, I think YouTube is the second most searched platform on internet. So then it means people are there. So you also need to be where people are. Now, some of the digital or most recent platforms that you also need to check yourself is Instagram. You need to be on Instagram. Post photos. Instagram mostly is for photos. Post photos there. Let people see you. Let people see your photos. Let people see your face. So that's another platform. Then TikTok. TikTok for the young generation, posting videos. You also have to be there. Whatever you do, share with people. There's something that you can tell them. It's for videos. There's always something that you can tell people. And TikTok is a platform that is good for you. Then we have SlideShare, which is mostly for slide presentations. Anytime you want to do slide presentations, then you have slideshare.net. Then you have Facebook, which is for social network, and then a profile. Remember, nowadays it's like Facebook is the second Google, whereby you want to find out something, then you go to Facebook. And then you also want to build a business page, a page whereby you can communicate with your clients. Then that's Facebook. Then we have LinkedIn, which is an online directory for professionals. Anytime you want to find professionals, LinkedIn is your site to go. Then we have WordPress, especially for bloggers, people who love to write. wordpress.com. Then we have Twitter. Twitter is where you're able to listen to your customers and also the industry lessons or the industry leaders that you admire. That's where they will be most active. Nowadays it's called X, so don't look for Twitter, it's X. So those are some of the platforms that you need to be active on. And maybe to conclude with, your success online can only be as good as your pitch. We talked about pitch. How do you pitch? How do you make presentations? Remember, you're not online just for the sake of being online. You must be strategic. If you want to be a key person, at the end of the day, everyone is online. So you have to be strategic. This is what I want to achieve in my online presence. So it means that you have to be strategic. You have to draw a plan, just like you did with your pitch. You have to be very strategic. This is Pewdie Group Limited. See you in class.